Can he cover himself in glory here? Che Young-bae, centre referee. I've been really pleased so far. No malfunctions in terms of the electronic protectors. It's all worked smooth.
So far, so good. It's always a bonus.
Exactly, lets it flow freely. Jesus Tortosa Cabrera, big Kia there, which means to shout. And is he in with a shout in this one? Closed stance from both men, a little bit of a departure. Old school style, trying to skip forward there. Nice fake there from Artamonov. Gives a little bit of ground on it, gives Tortosa something to think about.
Very calm and composed from this match. Completely different to the first match where you tried to see kind of them both outpowering each other. Seemed to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more wary of each other.
Well, Tortosa Cabrera just a little bit off with the distance there. Trying to reach back, as you say, that composure from Artamonov, eyeballing his opponent. But it is 0-0 all across the board. No pressure, turning into points. A little hook round the back there, the distance getting closer from Tortosa. And the leg guard just coming loose there from the Russian. But he's okay to continue into the last minute here. It's been a slow and steady start to this first round.
Tortosa, for me, is trying to find a second action, third action. He's taken a risk without actually committing to the shot so far. It's not a bad way to start the first round.
Yep, gathering intel but not gathering points, as you say. Not a bad approach as we approach the last 30 seconds. Good counter there from Artamonov.
Good cover from Tortosa, making it difficult.
Both men cancelling each other out here. Down the stretch. Stretching up with the headshot. Tortosa Cabrera goes for it again there. A fair distance away though, into the last 10 seconds. Artamonov working to hold the centre ground. It is Tortosa Cabrera. Both men deciding enough's enough. High five, low scores. Or no scores, in fact.
No scores, yeah. Still just trying to figure each other out. Not really, again, neither one willing to commit to any shots. If we commit, we're at risk of getting countered. So, yeah, they need to just kind of step up a little bit in the next round, see what happens. But not a bad first round.
Yep, of course, you've got to gather the information, figure out what's needed to be done. It didn't come out at the ridiculous fast pace that Jay Jones is known for, and Bianca Walton, who's coming up later on. Slow and steady wins the race. A marathon, not a sprint in terms of this one. And Tortosa Cabrera, known for his patience, and as you pointed out as well, Sarah, known for his ability to cover. Very good at that.
Yeah, I think the Spanish team overall, and the Russian team as well, renowned for for having good cover. So you can maybe look at a player and think they're not maybe technically or tactically great, but is having good cover a part of that? I believe it is. I believe it's something that you should learn right from the off if you wanted to do sport fighting.
No question about it. And right from the off, kick, cover and recover. And both men trying to do just that. Good shot there from Artamonov. Flicks it round the corner. As you see the distance between the two, both men leaning back, keeping themselves well out of the distance because they've got that headshot capacity.
Yeah, again, neither one willing to fully commit to their shots, which would mean having to move your head forward, again at risk. Tortosa, for me, pushing a little bit more than he did in the first round, trying to kind of force his opponent back, trying to create something to happen. Again, good cover. That body shot did not faze Tortosa one bit.
As you say, not phased, and nothing moving on the scoreboard. Both men cancelling each other out. A tale of quality. They also know each other from previous competition. Tortosa the victor in that one. Artamonov, well, you can see the overhead shot there. The distance between the two minimal, and the score non-existent. Of course, the mats in Taekwondo about 1 metre in length, so trying to keep a mat between your opponent, that usually gives way during the rounds. You get closer and closer, but nothing doing on the scoreboard. Last 45 of the second.
Either player for me in this stance here, seeing the closed stance, it's easier to spin, to react to your opponent, and it's a bit of a safe shot in some cases, so I'd quite like to see one of them attempt a spin, possibly.
No, I think it's a good tactic. Safety first has certainly been the order of the day in that close distance. We know that Artamonov has a good reverse turning kick on the back leg, but this could also be, well, a Gamjom game as well. One would be useful, causes your opponent to come forward, but it's a real stalemate here into the last 10 seconds. Well, no risk, no reward, no points on the board, and it's the early handshake from both there. Not happy with that one, Sarah.
I don't think Artamonov was happy with that. I mean, I wouldn't be. 4 seconds to go and you're trying to shake my hand. I don't really get what he's trying to do. I don't think that's right. I think maybe 1-2 seconds max, but when it's 0-0.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I was looking at it as well, thinking that's just a time-wasting tactic.
I mean, I wouldn't. Artamonov did the right thing, you know, very sportsmanlike there by actually agreeing to shake his hand, but I think he's a little bit taken aback.
Well, it says plenty when that is the highlight of the round. The debate over the handshake gate.
Handshake gate, yeah. I think, yeah, still confused that one. But anyway, let's move on. Yep. What we're going to do next, please someone do a spin or do something to get some points on the board.
Well, I think the Spanish coach saying just that, Sarah, trying to get his charge, to get a wriggle on here. We're into the third and final round. Well, we say the final round. This one's got golden score written on it if they come back out in that same defensive posture, but a Gamjon game could be possible. Trying to force your opponent back here, and it is the Russian Artamonov doing that, but good response from Tortosa Cabrera.
Not enough pressure though for me, John. I think we need a little bit more. If you're going to try and force Gamjungs, then you need to give your opponent something to worry about. There's a little bit more intent there from Artamonov, but not enough to push him out the ring.
As we push forward into, well, giving you a time check when there's a minute and a half left, that usually is a sign that there's not much action going on. You can see for yourself. So let's just have a little look at this one. Headshot missing there from Tortosa. When your distance is still off in the third round, that means you're not going for it.
Exactly, they're both still waiting for something. You know, quite clearly they have their tactics. But for me, they need to pull something out of the bag. You need to give them something to think about, whether that's just second, third action, but they're doing it, but not with enough intent.
Well, a minute left in the third round, and the match hasn't started yet, so if you've just tuned in, you've missed absolutely nothing. Both men cancelling each other out. Tortosa Cabrera has a little look at the scoreboard, and we're into the business end now. Who can find the shot? Both men have stayed in that close stance all the way through here. Artamonov shifting back. We mentioned the cover. Well, you called it correct, Sarah. Both Spain and Russia good at blocking, and they're blocking the attempts here. Headshot missing by a fine margin there. Back leg turning kick from Tortosa Cabrera. Breaks with protocol. Actually does some Taekwondo. I spy with my little eye. Something beginning with Taekwondo. The back leg missing. The golden point in the offing. The headshot over the shoulder. I don't know if someone told them that the match had started yet.
I mean, Tortosa then, he tried a little bit there to try the crescent kick in the clinch. But I think Artamonov was ready for it. He was waiting, he was leaning back. There wasn't enough intent from Tortosa. I don't know what they're going to do in something there, because nothing's happening in the 3 rounds to make anything happen. No Gamjungs, no points. Yep. Very difficult. No question, Sarah. No points and no indication. The only thing that is sure, there'll be plenty fresh, because they saved their legs for all 6 minutes. And in this one final minute here, who's going to go for it? One punch would do it. We've seen nothing of the attacking threat, but we know, if you were joining us yesterday, Bradley Sinden fell foul of Ahmad Abagosh in sudden death. So it only takes one good shot, get your tactics right, and it could be all over. A spot in the final. Armin Hajapur Selagani of Iran is waiting for them. The referee makes his way to the centre. If you're just tuning in, you've missed nothing. Both men into the golden point now. It is 2 Gamjons required, as Artamonov tries a little flick to the body. nothing much different than the first 2 rounds.
TORTOSA CABRERA trying to push, trying to block, back leg turn and kick. Well, we saw the cover
Excellent
of both
cover.
men. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, both players, excellent cover again. So difficult to score on each other.
Well, ARTAMONOV thought he had scored there, has a look round the corner. Of course, if it doesn't score, that one does though on the inside. Well, the punch perhaps given out of sympathy there. I didn't see too much steam on that one. But steaming into the final to go against Arman Hajipur of Iran is the man from Russia. Nothing to report in terms of highlights, but it is the man from Moscow who marches on.
I think Armatov's going to have to work a little bit harder in the final against his Iranian competitor.
Well, not much power on the punch, but it was enough to land him a spot in the final. Confirmation there by Golden Point. TORTOSA CABRERA is out. Mikhail ARTAMONOV is into the final.